Pledge to Vote, we're calling this. Overall, simply, what is it?
Sure. So Pledge to Vote is an election engagement project and an interactive mapping tool that we built in collaboration with Google. And it allows Canadians who care about the act of voting, who care about democratic participation, to essentially raise their hand and say, I'm going to vote. I'm going to vote on October 19th. And here are some of the issues I care about. That's the first stage. And then the second part of it, which is really probably the more important part and the fun part, is it allows you to challenge your friends and your followers on social media to also join you in the pledge.
Okay, hang on to that thought, because we'll come to that. Aaron, we're going to walk through this together.
Sure.
Now, Meg is one of our producers upstairs in the control room. She's going to follow along with us, I think, if we do this correctly. If you log on, this is the first part that you get. So walk us through. This is the pledge.
That's right. So you go to CBCNews.ca/pledge. This is what appears. You can select an issue you care about. There we go. And there's several categories to choose from. You can tell us a little bit more. Why is it important to you? Put your first name in there. We need your postal code to pin it to a map.
Okay, so there's your pledge, then you pin and this is what you get.
And this is what you see. And this is, as Brodie was suggesting, this is a really important part. This is where you can share that commitment, that pledge to vote with your social network. And hopefully we can see, I don't know, democracy go viral a little bit.
Okay, hold on for just a second. If we go back there, Meg, I don't know if we can go back to the map. Brodie, this is not a scientific survey. I think that's important to say. We're not a poll tracker. We're not giving any big analysis. But when you look at the map and you see all those colored pins that are going to pop up as people first pledge and then pin, what will we learn from that?
Yeah, good point. So it's not a scientific survey. It's not weighted. This is really about people standing up and saying, I'm going to vote. I care about voting. So what you'll see is a representation of where they're coming from and where they live in Canada, and a little bit about why they're voting. For some people, they'll choose a category and they'll leave it at that. Other people will use that 100 characters to tell Canada about what's motivating them. And so far this morning, since we've launched, we're seeing all kinds of interesting things from across the country.
Because I care about the environment. As you say, we're just launching this morning. It is terrific. So there's the pledge, and that's what we'll learn. You've mentioned the challenge component of all of this. So let's develop that a little bit more, Aaron.
Well, I think it's really important. You mentioned kind of our poor participation rates when it comes to like the last election, 61% of eligible voters participated. I think the aim of this is to move that needle a little bit. And by challenging people to kind of participate, kind of like a friendly nudge online, our hope is that we can get your social networks to engage.
61, 65, 70, who knows?
Hey, these are great numbers. But even this morning, you can see on the map, you can see as we're going from east to west, as people are waking up, coming online, those colorful dots are kind of moving their way west. It's very exciting.
You know, John Northcott, our reporter, has been calling it sort of a, ice bucket challenge, but for the democratic process. Is that kind of what you'd like to see? We saw how successful that was.
Well, I think that is the gold standard. But I think this is something that everyone can get behind. This is democracy, participating in our democracy. Sure, if you want democracy to go viral, this is a great tool to do it.
Well, powered by Google, and what a wonderful collaboration. Brodie, last thought to you. What do you hope this accomplishment adds to the campaign, if you will, as far as voter engagement and involvement?
Well, a couple of things. I mean, first of all, we really want to see more Canadians reflected in our campaign coverage. That's one of the big goals for CBC News, and what a great way to do it on a literal map of Canada where you're seeing bubbles from committed voters. And so really it's about reflecting the interest and those people who are committed and caring about the vote. That's really our motivation.
Okay, remind us again of the address where people can go and pledge to vote.
CBCnews.ca/pledge, and there's a hashtag #PledgeToVote.
Terrific. Brodie, thank you. Aaron, thank you.